Hi, welcome to a video of my flea market finds for today, Sunday, May 11th, 2025. So today was a weird assortment of finds. Let's start with, it took a while before I got my first purchase. I arrived early, but I forgot to take note of what time. Sometimes arriving early pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but had this guy, who was a very nice guy, who is paid to empty houses, and he's the same seller who a few months ago got me a whole bunch of Télépresse TV magazine, and he got me another Steinberg case like that. It looks pretty filthy. I haven't cleaned it yet. It's going in the shed outside, but it's actually especially the S logos on both sides are in better shape than for the one I already have, and this time I got it for much cheaper than last time on the first one, because along with that he promised me he had bags for me, and he did. So I got this assortment of bags. I have one Steinberg bag like this, which is okay. It's one of the last ones. I have a whole bunch of those already. There's a large Miracle Mart paper bag. It's quite heavy. 3 other ones just like it, plus another one a little bit smaller than this one. Okay, well, if I align them at least, top align, bottom, a little lighter paper. One small one that fell out when I unfolded them, and this Canadian Tire one, a tiny Canadian Tire bag, and 2 Super Carnaval or Super Carnival or whatever you called it in English that became Super C. These are quite old. Two of them are identical, English and French side. And all these bags, all these rare Miracle Mart bags, and the Steinberg. And I forgot to mention, for those who still don't know what Steinberg and Miracle Mart are, Steinberg was a big grocery chain in Quebec for decades, until the early 1990s. And they had a built-in, some of the larger Steinbergs had a some sort of Walmart type of store called Miracle Mart. I would find so much stuff there. I could buy all my clothing there, my records and just link cassettes and name it. Anyway, so I forgot to say how much I all of this and this second one of those. This I forgot to also say what these were. It was for the oh my goodness, commande à l'auto in English is when they put your groceries in the bags, they would snap a little paper number, a tag, and you would just a drive-through, I guess, or they would put your groceries in those things on conveyor belts and or wheels, conveyor wheels, and it went to a section of the building where you would just pick it up with your car. I'm sure there's just a very simple expression, I forget right now. Anyway, they would put these the grocery bags in those things and put those on the conveyors. So I got all this for $10. Whew. That's a lot of Steinberg for just $10 and a few bonus things. So that was my first good purchase, and I had to carry this big thing, and just a few tables later I reached Mr. Spick and Span. That's how I call him, not in his face, but that's the seller who gave me my jackpot last year of a $2 Spick and Span box. So I started calling people by what my favorite purchases were. Anyway, I saw something I needed. I found this Toshiba Beta VCR. It's a darn, I thought it's in the back. I did check the model number. I wanted to mention it in the video. Sorry about that. It's a reading upside down, V-300C. It's probably around 1984. I haven't checked more of it. It's very clean for a 40-year-old VCR. How come I know it's 40 years old? It's around 84. It's very simple. We had a very similar VCR. It didn't look quite like it, but it had the exact same remote, and the bag was around it. If I take it out and I look at the remote, it looks unused. Whoa. That's probably the original little thing there around It looks like it's never been untangled, unpacked. There's some scuffs there. Nope, I haven't plugged it yet. I didn't have time. It's a surprise, so I got this. I've asked the price $15. 15, not 50, but 15, $15. In 2025 for a beta VCR, heck, they sell for more than that just for parts. So some lottery tickets cost more than that. So I'm happy whatever it is. I mean, I just hope it works. And I know how it works because it's very similar. The tracking is right here. You plug your remote right here. Our second VCR was like this, very, very similar to that one. The Toshibas that I have a few. They all have the same problem. The rewind stops working. Probably the belts go bad. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one, the belts are bad as well. But I need to power it up. If it powers up, if it loads the tape properly without eating it up, then I'm going to connect it to a TV and then test it properly. And so I had, remember, I was walking around with this thing, the bag's in a little plastic bag, and then I had this VCR to carry, and believe me, those things are heavy. Oh boy, it's heavy, yes. And then on the ground I see this little package is all filthy, but it's like, these are plastic attachments. And I do have it's not a wall I have, it's another good brand. I have a clipper, so I haven't had time to check if they fit, but for $1, so I picked that up. So that was exciting. And I left behind something that was really cool. I don't know how much he wanted for it. I could not find it on the internet, but it's a small, maybe 7 or 8 inch black and white Admiral TV from the 60s, and it was on a sort of like a little black stand. And you have the TV. It was very small. Admiral was in red, I think, on it. I have no idea how much you wanted, maybe $10, $15, probably a very reasonable price. I was strong enough to resist buying it because I have to draw a line somewhere. But when I did my last run, it was sold, and it was not hard to understand why. He had a Victrola 4-speed record player suitcase, but he wanted $30, so that was easy to pass. And I saw a lot of expensive stuff today that helped me leave it behind. I couldn't resist this toy, although it's only tonight I realized that it's not in good shape in terms of missing all the stickers, but I got this. Everything they sold was like market price or very expensive, so I was surprised that I could buy something from them. So this is a peekaboo screen. Mary had a little lamp toy. I'm afraid to crank it because I don't know how long the song will play. Just a little bit. Of course, those things were almost unbreakable. No noisy buttons there. But the problem with it is that there's no lithographs anymore, nor on the top nor on the side. I saw them I only found 2 pictures with lithographs, and they're in bad shape. This is like this is like 60 years old, more or less, maybe a little bit less old than that, but I got it for $5. And it clashed with everything else he was selling that was way too not too expensive. Well, some was. Yeah, the Main Street Village set, Fisher Price Village set. I don't know if it was complete or not, but it was in its original box. It was $115 or something like that. Crazy prices. Okay, what else? After I bought this $5 old toy, oh yeah, I couldn't resist this Adidas bag. Probably vinyl. Little zipper there, vintage. The guy knew it was worth more, but he was just selling it for $10, so I couldn't pass it. Although there's a little bit of damage here. It's all embossed. It's fun to touch. All embossed. Adidas. The strap. It's really $10. Okay, now I can't resist. Oh, beautiful zipper there. I've never seen this model. I have several Adidas bags. the traditional ones, but that one I've never seen. So for $10, I couldn't leave it behind. So after this $10 Adidas bag, a whole bunch of other things I didn't. Yeah, last purchase was a dud, a bad one. A lady that sells her records for too much usually had some good but bad shaped records. I should have known. For some reason, at the very moment I reached the table, well, it was not a table, we were on the ground, on the asphalt. Two other pickers were checking them, and she decided the stack was $5 each instead of 10. And so I took this Overnight Sensation by Frank Zappa because it didn't look too bad. But it's only once I got home I realized it's warped, it's melted, so it skips. But I don't have it at all, so maybe one day I'll find a better shaped record with a bad cover. I'll keep this record cover. So thanks for watching.